Hello, everybody. I'm back for another day. And those of you that are in the DFW area, we had prepared for all of this potential bad weather, and I didn't see anything really happening today. I don't know about you. But, anyways, we have a very nice little segment today. I'm waiting for my co-host to appear. And so this person is Anna Brothers. We do lots of lives together. We just like working together. Hey Barb, how you doing? Please share this video. Those people that are joining in, popping in, share to like your audience. I would really, really appreciate it. And so let's see if Anna has arrived. Sometimes it takes like a minute or two for things to appear. With the algorithms and everything, for people to get like the actual notification that we are live. Hey Jeffrey, how you doing? I'm glad to see you, cousin. You're so handsome and so sweet. Thank you for supporting me. I know you pop up on my lives from time to time, and I do appreciate that. So I hope that the message that I deliver and I bring to you and the different people that I showcase, that you really enjoy and you get something out of it. Hey Tracy, how's it going? Let me check my co-host to see if she is available. Otherwise, I may have to wing this by myself. I'm a big girl. I can handle it. Okay, let's see. So here she is. She found me. I know it's always a little delay. And let me do this one other thing right quick before I bring her on. Let me turn my ringer off. Give me a second. Okay, so that's turned off. So let me add her. Add her name. And I appreciate you a lot. Okay, Anna's coming on momentarily. It's just a slight little delay, those of you that are used to the dual Facebook Lives. And so I'm excited tonight because whenever I'm on with Anna, it is so much fun. You don't know what we're going to say because we have this connection, because those of you that know us and follow us, we are sorority sisters. And you see what color I have on today. Don't play. Don't even play. I came ready for you once again. I keep telling you every time I'm coming for you, okay?
I've had a long day and I'm still in my Christmas things. We had a little Christmas thing at Bible study this morning. And so I have on my red again.
Go, baby, go. Keep playing with me.
You go all the way. You got your glasses, just everything.
I had to get you once again.
Okay, that's all right. That's all right. So I was having a little difficulty. I've been on for a little while.
It's something going on with Facebook Live, because I noticed it last night. Because when you were so lovely to tell me there was an echo last night, I noticed with the HD, like I even look more like my HD on my side, it looks very crisp. So I think that they're doing something with Facebook Live, because the delay for you to see that I'm on is taking longer now. Because the same thing happened with the person last night. So I think it's Facebook Live. I don't think it's anything that we're doing. I think it's just they're changing and upgrading.
Well, I sent you that video today, and they said that the algorithms or whatever is changing. They're changing them and so forth. So they're doing some updating. So that more than likely that's what's happening with.
But it's free. So what can you do about when it's free?
You go with the flow.
Hey, Grace. We're having a good time. You made me start choking. I got to get some water. You play too much, Anna.
Look, I got hot chocolate tonight. Okay.
I'm gonna make me some apple cider when I get done with this. I already know you coming.
I've been coughing with my videos for some odd reason. I don't know.
I don't know either. Okay. Those of you that don't know, okay, this is my sweet Anna Brothers. Okay. We've never met in public, in person. We've never talked on the phone, but we're sorority sisters and we got connected some kind of way. We got connected and we have this synergy together. I look forward to doing lives with her because we do all kind of cray stuff to go on these lives. I mean, it's hilarious. We just have a great time. It's something about our personalities, they really mesh. And so I enjoy getting on every week with Anna. So I told her we're gonna have a weekly show. Okay, just get ready.
Just get ready.
So I am going to ask the questions this time.
I think I'm ready for you. I'm not sure, but I think I am.
Because you play. I know how you. So I'm going to do you like you do me. What is your definition of self-improvement?
Okay, well, I think that self-improvement is bettering yourself, okay? And just doing personal development, it falls into all those categories that we're supposed to be talking about: relationships, health, productivity. I can't even think of the rest of them. But all of those, it's a 100. You know, the whole picture too. You know, and what I did was I did a little research, and so most of the self-improvement that you do, that it overlaps. It overlaps. And so when you improve in one or do better in one, you also do better in some of the others. I mean, they all of them have their specific characteristics, but there are some that kind of overlap. So bettering yourself to me is self-improvement. And in order to do that, you've got to do personal development, and you've got to research.
That's great. And I mean, I think sometimes we don't, as we get older, sometimes we neglect ourselves and we don't do and put in that time for personal development, self-development that's going to make us like a better professional, better in our personal life. And so those of you that don't know Anna has a catchphrase whenever she comes online, and my apologies for not, getting you to go into that, because that catchphrase connects with our topic. So can you kind of talk about that and make that connection?
Yes, I'm a retired school teacher, a health consultant, and promoting healthy lifestyles. And I help people to live a better and healthier life by inspiring, empowering, and coaching them along the way. That's my little saying, because that's what I do. And I try to tell people that a healthy lifestyle is just not about what you eat. That is a part of it, but it's also a mindset. And, you have to have that mindset in order to do your eating as well, but way to progress in life, I think.
I think with me and the kind of person that I am, I'm always looking for self-improvement. And a lot of times it's to gain and acquire more knowledge, whether that's in the health and wellness space, because I'm involved with that also. The beauty space, I like some beauty products. And also just for, learning more on social media, because I do training with that, as well as a college professor, I constantly try to learn different areas, different content to try to bring it in the classroom. And so I think that if you work on your craft, whether your craft be something in the professional space or personal space, it's going to make you a more well-rounded person. And so a couple websites I do want to address that people can take advantage of that have like training, because at the institution that I teach at, it's actually free for our students. I was paying like $30 a month for the lynda.com website, and it has a wealth of content. So if you need to sharpen your skills on different areas, and it could be Microsoft Word. I mean, yes, there's lots of things on YouTube that can help you, but guess what? The Lynda site provides you the PDFs, the checklists. I mean, it has quizzes. It has other things that can help you retain the content. And then Coursera and Udemy are the other two that, so it's Lynda that I use, Coursera and Udemy. And Those are the three that I use for development. Depends on like what I'm looking for at the time. Like some people have hobbies and they don't want to spend the money to maybe go and take a class, like a more expensive class. You can go to Linda and you can take a photography class from A to Z for the $30 a month. Okay.
Mhm.
So it all depends on what your interest level is. Like if you're interested in graphic design, IT, all that's on the website. So that's a part of your self improvement. You get on a new job and you don't know how to do a task. Sometimes you have to do something with Excel and you don't really know it, right? You can go to YouTube. You can Google it. You know, you can find ways to make yourself more efficient and more successful on your job. So I think people don't really recognize that Google and using the internet is so valuable, you know, supporting you on a regular basis. You know, some of you may need like daily meditations and affirmations. That's part of your self-improvement because it's helping you relax more, it's helping you become more successful starting your day off. So
Mhm.
what would you like
What?
to share?
Wait just a moment.
Okay.
I also have a website that I
Okay.
think is, and it's free as well, and it's called Cohn, Kohn Academy. I don't know if you've
Oh,
heard of it.
yes.
Oh,
Yes.
and it's good for
It
everybody. I mean,
is.
just for children as well. And so they offer classes on everything. Okay, so you can take a free class, a free course from an accredited college. You can learn new skills there. You can start a hobby. And their emphasis is on the importance of learning. I have utilized that with my granddaughter, you know, and stuff as far as during the summertime to kind of keep her skills and stuff like that going in the thing. But they do everything. They're probably just very similar to the ones that you have thing. And I'm gonna put it down there
I'll
in
do the
the
same thing.
comment. You do the same because I'm all about free
Mm-hmm.
as
I'm
well.
familiar
And so,
with that site you're talking about. It's phenomenal. I tell my
yes.
students about it. I mean, if you know you have math anxiety like me, you get right
Hmm.
on there and it take you from A to Z. And yes, you will have that confidence back. I'm just saying.
Hmm. So you want me to share something now? Well,
Yes.
I got notes.
Okay. Okay. You playing?
Okay, so I just, the self improvement really involves a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I did was I looked at just a few tips from each of the areas that we said that we were going to talk about. And so the first one was relationships. So if you're serious about improving your relationship, uh, most of the time you probably need counseling or to see someone. But there are some things that you can do. You need to look at ourselves. Mean we need to respect others, and I think that a lot of times relationships fail because there's a lack of respect for the other individual. Judge yourself, not them. Don't
Mm-hmm.
judge someone, judge yourself. And even in the Bible it says you shouldn't judge. But if you're gonna judge somebody, you need to judge yourself. The domino effect. When you change, then other people will see you change and they will change towards you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
owning.
Wait a minute. That's
Go
powerful.
ahead.
Wait a minute. That's down my alley. Okay. Mm-hmm. 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 And see,
Okay.
sometimes when you change, it will be a division for some people because either they're going
Hmm.
to continue to walk on that path with you or they're going to stay in their lane and they're going to stay on that highway and you're going down a whole nother state. It is what it
Yes,
is. Sometimes that season is over.
that's it. That's it. And then owning your own feelings leads to good psychological health.
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta be in tune to yourself as well. Um, and don't leave hope out. Hope is very important as far as in relationships. And it should be about you giving more so than taking. I would say that for relationships. So those kind of general ideas for relationship. And then I looked at careers, okay? And there was like 5 little steps that I thought would be good for careers, for self-improvement. Take the risk and venture out. Step out of your comfort zone. And a lot of people have a hard time stepping out of their comfort zone. Take an objective perspective on it. Be accountable for your self-improvement. Seek comprehensive improvement, and stay foolish always. So that means have fun, with it. You shouldn't be rigid or anything. You should have fun. Be able to set goals, become more fit, healthy. And this is what I mean by it overlapping, okay? It feel good. You have to find your purpose in life, acquire more skills for success, improve your personal relationships, and develop a deeper level of commitment and drive to challenge yourself. And also develop a higher level of self-esteem. To me, that's very important. And positivity when you, as far as your career. Sometimes you get into a career and the career can bring you down rather than lift you up, especially if you're into something that you don't like. Okay. And then health.
Okay, hold on a second. I want to
go
back and take a step back. When you spoke about risk taking, those of you lovelies that were not with us last week, we did a phenomenal live about risk taking.
We sure did.
You want to go back and check that out, because we did have some funny moments, but we had some informative moments too, educational moments. Hey James, how's it going? So the reality of it is that what you just kind of like described in terms of actions, a lot of people are already on that path where, they're not completely happy with their job. And so sometimes that may require you to go back to school to sharpen up your skill sets or transition into a whole new career and start researching. Like, do I really have to have a degree? Do I only need to have a certificate or a certification or pass certification test in order to get into this new career? And so some people think because you're a certain age, oh, I'm too old. No, it's never. Life is it's
never.
My grandfather was in his 70s working on his GED, and he was at the 4th grade reading level. And so it's never ever too late to like transition and transform yourself. Don't get stuck in a mode that you can't do it. So that's a part of your self-improvement.
Plus, and it'll bring you down, that if you get into that. So, and then health was the other one. And, health involves everything. So improving your health is one of the most common self-improvement things. Every year, it's about that time. It's January.
You gain that pounds, 20 pounds over Christmas, Thanksgiving, and New Year's, and then all of a sudden it's a rush to lose it in January. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they get on that health kick, So that, to me, this one is the most common one. But there are like a few goals and things that kind of you need to think about. Most people think about health and fitness goals, okay? Which it means you changing your eating habits, you count calories, carbs, or grams, whichever ones you do. You might exercise, but then you might not exercise, but keep moving. It's okay. So and you might use the power of accountability. You say you're gonna do it, but then are you gonna really do it, or should you promote yourself to do it? Okay, that's I think that's the one for health and fitness. But self-care goals also falls into that line of health. Treating yourself, stepping out of your comfort zone, which is what we had said before, taking that risk. Meditation, take time to reflect and think on things. Write stuff down, okay? Learn to say no. Sometimes, now that's one of mine. I have a hard time.
Wait a minute.
No.
I'm to that point where it's taking me a lifetime to say no and don't feel guilty about it. Say no, move on. Because I did a live time management with somebody in a group, and I talked about saying no, and I said in another live. But when you say no, sometimes it protects you, because when you say yes to something, you sometimes you don't really understand what it all involves, and
That's
you
right.
can be you can feel overwhelmed with that person. You up 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and that person is sleeping in their bed, had 8 hours of sleep, and you stressed out about their problem and trying to resolve their problem. No, I'm
Yeah.
like, no, I'm sorry, I'm just not
Yeah.
available. I mean, you have to have boundaries, because
You
otherwise
do.
you take on other people's problems. And I had that life. I don't have that life anymore. I
Hmm.
I'm my whole motto is no, no, unavailable.
No.
Mhm.
Okay. So that gets us into mental health goals, which all this falls up under health. So you want to become aware, okay? Which is basically what you just said. You became aware,
Mhm.
okay? Take time for yourself, me time. You need me time. We all need me time. Practice self care, get enough sleep because you just said, you was up all night and that affects you. That
Mhm.
affects your health,
Mhm.
so you need to get that sleep. And ask for help. There's no problem in asking for help. Now that's the one I don't have any problem with. Okay. And then also under health, it says relationship goals. So resolving to connect to one person every day. So you try to connect to one. I'm doing this spread and cheer thing. It was, I don't know if I think you in this group, but social and tribe.
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay, but they have that calendar where you each day of December you do
Mhm.
something. And so today it was to reach out to a friend or relative. Okay. But the funny part about that, you make a long story short, is I basically did not do that. They reached out to me. Okay.
Check. Done.
Yes, I just checked that one off.
Mhm.
Okay. My
Mhm.
childhood girlfriend, her birthday is on the 20th. So she called me and said, well, I'm having some dinner. I want you to meet me there. Okay. And then my, I guess, cousin contacted me because my mother's birthday is next month and she wanted to visit my mom, and I told her I probably would have, some cake and ice cream and all that
Mhm.
stuff. So I was able to do both of those things within, in that calendar for that. So and then the next one says stopping or skipping social media. Social media is a good way to stay connected with friends, but not always the best way, is what they're saying. So to a certain extent, I can agree with that. That personal thing, them calling me as opposed to, well, one called and the other one text. Okay, texting me today, but it didn't matter because uh, I still answered both of them and I talked to them and so forth. But um, and then this one is important to me: removing toxic people from your life. They
Stop
take.
and take and take and never stop. And then when you
That's right.
remove them, they're like, "Oh, you're acting funny. Oh,
Oh,
what happened? Nothing happened. I just grew out of the relationship. It's over."
that's right. Because what they do is they pull your vitality
Yeah.
out of you.
Mhm.
You need to,
Mhm.
you got to let them go. I don't care how much you like them, how much
Yes,
you
I
know,
had to do
all
that.
those. Yeah, yeah. Me too, me too. I think and it's hard to do that, when you kind
Mhm.
of care for somebody. Always. Now I'm good with this. Evaluate your relationship. I'm good at evaluating. Even when I was teaching, at
Mhm.
the end of the year, I always reflected back and said, what worked for me this year? And what is it that I need to change? So
Mhm.
I think
Mhm.
that you do that as well in relationships uh, uh, when you're out there. And also keep an open mind. That's another thing. You need to keep open mind. So I really don't need to tell you about, because I was going to tell you about the academy, the Cole Academy, but I've already spoken on that, so I won't, and I'll just make sure I put that down. But I said that self-improvement is an ongoing and ever-changing journey, and what works for me might not work for you. Okay, so you have to spend time on reflecting and doing what's best for you. Okay, and then it's important to write down things, write down a list, because everybody's personality and everything like that is different. And so you want to personalize your self-improvement for yourself. Any comments?
Monica said that she enjoys this self-development topic and how candid we are. You know, that's one thing about it. When we come together, we have these candid moments. They're not scripted. She don't know how I'm going to respond, and vice versa. That's why we work so great together. And so sometimes, you know, you don't really recognize that some people's drama problems will prevent you from your own self-development. And because you're so wrapped up in their life that you are not progressing in yours. And sometimes you have to create, going back to when I said no and those boundaries, because then you go back and evaluate, like you said, evaluate that relationship, and you will analyze and determine like how much time were you spending on these other issues. And because I noticed something, like there are a couple people, they're not on Facebook, so I can say they don't do social media, like I don't connect with anymore. And I noticed that I was carrying on their negative burdens and drama, because they would call me with all of their replay of what happened. And sometimes you have your own stuff and you're going to want to take on somebody's new stuff. And so I noticed how much time that I had. And I hone it in on other things, because it like opens your pathway to a whole nother opportunity and mindset to do other things, because you no longer have that baggage with